your next step is to number the portrait. So you pick the lightest value. That's going to be number 1. So I would just, how many number 1s do you need? I would put as many in, what is that not marking? Sorry about that. I would put as many in as you need just for reference points. It just helps to know. This is all slightly darker, but you can choose just to make that. I'm going to choose to make this number 1. Sometimes you have to kind of make a decision. All right, then my next is going to be 2. So I go ahead and mark the 2s. Let me see any more 2s. Here's going to be 3. And how do you figure it out? It's just comparison. And it's just helpful to kind of scatter them around so that you don't get confused. All right. This would be number 4 right here. So I'm going to call that a 4. This a 4. You can number your hair the same values. If you're going to have your hair a different color, then you might want to do it. You could start 1, 2, 3 again. You're going to have, so here's 3. This was 4, so this has to be 5. So this is going to be 5. This will be 4. 4. The hard areas are where you have more detail. So that you have, you're going to have more to draw there. 5, this would be 6. So this is probably a 5 right in there and a 6. 2. And continue to do this until, if you don't know what number it is, kind of look around. Oh yeah, that looks like that there. 4, 4, 4, 5, 5. Is this a 5? I have to kind of compare. This could either be, it's a little bit darker than this 5 here. So I might go ahead and call that a 6. It could be a 5 too, it would work. And then the pupil here is a 7. The most values you can possibly have will be 8, remember, because that's how we, but it would not be unusual, depending on your portrait, for you to have just 5 values. That can happen. Just depends on the lighting when your picture was taken. So you go ahead and continue. There's a 1. There's going to be a lot in the eyes. It's going to get complicated. Okay? Oh, and I haven't done the hair yet. So 3, 4, 5, 6, and the really dark hair is 7. One of the things, too, I want to call to your attention, if you have the really dark areas like this, notice what I did. I switched to a white colored pencil to outline them because I think it's hard to see the black marks on black. The other thing that, what was I going to say? Oh, the other thing is if some of you have really dark hair and you just have this whole mass of black, here's a good example right here, all right, where this is just all black. And it's going to look a little strange if you don't have any places where you break it up. So you might just, this is what's called artistic license. You might, just to make it look a little bit more like hair, you might add a strand or 2 of, the second lightest. So this would be the darkest and this would be the next darkest. And break up those dark areas to give it some kind of, to give it more of a feeling of hair. And if you want to look at some of the other portraits when they're done, you'll see what I mean. All right, it's going to look very strange. Okay, when you have it all numbered, I have a few, I haven't completely done it, but when you get all your areas numbered, okay, what you're going to do is make the grid. Now, what you need to do to make the grid, watch this, because I can't help you all at once. So if you watch, you're going to fold it in half first. It doesn't matter which way. You're going to do the same thing both ways. So crease it well with your fingernails. And then the nice thing here is you don't have to mess around with a ruler. You could use a ruler and measure. But if I hold this up like this and I have a good crease, I can then just drag my pen or marker along there and I get a nice straight line without using a ruler. Okay? Then I'm going to fold it to the middle again. What we're doing, technically speaking, is we are folding it in half 3 times. The reason why I'm not just folding it in half 3 times is every time you fold paper, what happens? Try and do this so you can see it. As you continue to fold, this might be an activity you might have done in math class. It becomes less accurate. You can only fold a piece of paper so many times, and then it's just not. So for accuracy's sake, instead of folding the half in half, I am folding the half to the middle, like this. So now I have 4 rows, but I want 8. Now I am going to fold a half over a half. So I'm going to take this one that I've already folded in half. I'm going to fold it again in half. And again, creasing is very helpful. Now, I'll do this line. Now, in order to do the second one, I've got to reverse the fold. That means it's like this. It's what we call an origami. I don't know if any of you do origami. It's called a tent fold. So I'm just going to take it where it's folded and change the direction of the fold in order to run my pen along there. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm going to fold it in half again. And fold it. And I'm going to fold it again. As soon as possible. I'll get this on YouTube because some of you might forget. And hopefully I'll have a little more time to help you individually because I should not have to help as many people on the computers today with Photoshop. But that will be my first priority, is to help those people. Now, we have our 8 rows here. Now we do the same thing, only we do it in the opposite direction. Doesn't matter which one you do first. So 1, 2. So the first 3 times you're just doing 1 fold. With that last fold, you're going to do a double fold, where you're going to fold two at one time. This will make it more accurate. So, does anybody have any questions right now as to what I'm doing? Good. All right, so now I take this that's already folded in half, I'm going to double the fold. So, because there's just no other way to do it unless you want to measure with a ruler. And I think I should know what size it is. So, almost done. So instead of working on your books today, I want everybody to get this much done on your photos. Because if we wait till some of you get your books done, then a lot of you use your time really well in class, but some of you do get off task from time to time. Now's the time to change your evil ways. All right, because we're running out of time. That's a Santana song. I don't know if you guys know that one. You got to change your evil ways, baby. All right. All right, where am I? Singing, distracted myself. Okay, so when you're done, you should have 8 rows each way. Let's show you. So those of you that have done grid drawing can go ahead and start drawing. If you're ready, if your book's done, when your book is done, you should hand it in so I can grade it. On the calendar, I had tomorrow as the due date. Get it in as soon as possible because you really want to start working on your portrait. Okay? Any questions?